Well, a big weekend is coming up as the Community AIDS Network is hosting a World AIDS Day luncheon Friday, and there are several events throughout the Suncoast all weekend.
That's right, and Carol Hart, past chairman of the Southwest Florida Community AIDS Quilt, joins us now. Carol, welcome. So when and why did you start the Community AIDS Quilt?
I got involved in the Community AIDS Quilt when my husband's son died in 2000.
And we have a picture here. Is that him?
That's Jeff, yes.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
They were actually started by Sister Frances at Bethesda House much before that, in about '98. Some young people that lived in the neighborhood went to her and asked her to use the facility there to start doing the sewing.
So talk to us about these quilts. What exactly do they symbolize?
The quilts symbolize the person's life. Our particular quilt has a mink dog on it, a dachshund, which was Jeff's dog, and the mink was from his grandmother's fur that when she passed away, there were things that represent what the person did during their lifetime. He was a hairdresser. He liked crossword puzzles. And so all those things are represented.
Symbolic to that person.
That's correct,
That's
yes.
beautiful.
So you aren't making these quilts anymore, but tell us about the people that are still carrying on this important tradition.
Okay, I'm not making the quilts anymore, but if anyone wants to make a quilt for someone who has passed from AIDS, they just need to contact Community AIDS Network and they will give them the information how to do such a quilt.
And I know that there's information on our website if folks want to reach out for that.
How long does it take to make something like this?
Good question. We took about 6 months to make our quilt. I know some of the quilts we've had interior decorators here in town that made them in maybe a month, but they're a little more advanced than we were.
So why are the panels all the same size? I know some quilts, it depends on the quilt.
Yes, our local panels here, the size is 3 foot by 6 foot, which represents the size of a casket. And hence the symbolization that someone has passed.
Really sad, but very hopeful in other ways.
It is. The panels, go out through the community, not only on World AIDS Day, but several other times when people wish to talk about the AIDS epidemic, which is still ongoing. So those panels are really good for people to see names. We have several people that are I'm sorry, I'm trying to think, from the circus family. From the circus family, we have panels from them. So it's not just every person, every Joe that has a panel. There are several here locally, but there's also the national AIDS panels that are in Atlanta, Georgia.
Very cool.
But that's separate from ours, but we're based on their theory.
Well, Carol, thank you so much for being here and sharing this important cause with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you very
so
much. Appreciate the time.